Have you learned both the lessons, whatever is completed? One is our resources, another one is that history first lesson. Very good. Very few of you are sending messages. Yes, ma'am. What about the others? What about the others? Have you all learned it? Hope you all have learned it. If you have not done so far, at least today you sit for learning. You have to complete it because we will go. Yes, I told that I will ask questions. Then you are all telling that you are already very good. So last 10 minutes, okay, I will ask you the question. Before the class gets over today's class, I will ask you the question so that you have to unmute your mic and say. You need not come in the video. You can just unmute your mic and say. Okay, fine. So today we will be starting a new lesson. Since it is the first day of the week, we will be starting a new lesson in geography. That is the second lesson in geography. According to your book, it is lesson number 15. It is lesson number 15. So it is natural resources. Okay, we have seen lesson 14, our resources. This is lesson 15, natural resources. In this natural resources, we will be learning about land, water, and soil. Land, water, and soil. So we know already like what is natural resources. Okay, the resources which are available in nature as a gift by the nature. It is called what? Natural resources. Land is available in nature. So it is a gift by God or it is a gift by nature. We can say soil is a natural resource, water is a natural resource. So in this lesson, we are going to see how far is it going to be useful for the human beings and how we have to conserve all these resources. Fine, children. So uh, being a part of human being society, if you think our human being should live forever, our human generation should be there forever till the planet Earth is there, we have to conserve the resources. Because without giving a food to a person, if we ask the person to, you have to live, how the person will live? Same way, if the resources are not kept for the future generation cannot survive. Okay, you would have seen some of the Hollywood films and all. You maybe like wondered about whether the structure of the human being will be like that, whether aliens occupy or something like that. You may wonder, but imagine if the proper resources are not there, if the environment is polluted, and if the temperature is very heavy, that is, if it is high, if it is very hot, how it will be? Surely the structure, color, texture of the skin of the human being, everything will get changed. If the resources are not available, the proper eating habits, whatever we have, will go off. Something, whatever they get in the nature, they will eat. So the total food habit also will get changed. Suppose if the resources are not available to make the clothes, their clothing habit also will get changed. Okay, if the trees are not available, or if the things which were used to make the cement or to build the building, whatever the resources are not available, even the structure of the building also will get changed. They will find another shelter, another way of living. Yes, earlier all the resources were there, but the human beings did not know how to use it, so that is why they lived in the forest. But after they started learning about how to use the resources, fully it is utilized. We can say that it is overutilized. Okay, children. So, as a part of the human being society, we have to save the resources given by the nature. So, let us start the lesson. Ma'am, sharing option, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am, I've done it, ma'am. You can proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, children, so in this lesson, we will be learning about the natural resources, land, soil, and water. This is the name of the lesson. Natural resources, land, soil, and water. Fine? Okay, let us see about the land. I need not say about how far the land is useful, what is land, or okay, everything you all know. So added to that, we will just recall all the points. Land is among the most important natural resource. First of all, which is needed? Land is needed to stand, to start a work, whatever it is, to plant, that is to grow a plant. For everything, land is needed. Okay, so land is among the most important natural resource. So we have learned in our social in the previous classes, you would have learned that nearly 71% of the earth is occupied by water and 29% of the earth is covered by land. Same way, that is what is given here. Nearly 30% of the total area of the earth's surface is covered by land, and all part of this small percentage are not habitable. So we say that only 30% of the land is 30% of the earth is land, but all 30% are not okay are not inhabited by the people, because the people are not living there in all part of the land. The land is divided into various continents. The continents has various land forms: mountainous region, plain region, desert region, forest areas, coastal areas. So all that are there. So people are not able to live in all the places. Okay, so very few places are left for the human being to live, because most of the places are occupied by volcano mountain, the mountains, desert areas. So all these areas. So uneven distribution of population. Okay, uneven distribution of population in different part of the world is mainly due to varied characteristics of land and climate. If you see, even the population is not same in all the countries. Okay, the population is not same in all the continent and all the countries. It is all because of the climate and land. What are the two factors? Land and climate. Even in India, if you take, we have the 6 physical features. Okay, mountainous region, plain region, plateau region, desert region, coastal areas, and islands. But if you take the plain region, the northern plain is a fertile region, so most of the people are living there, and that place, more number of people are living there. It is mostly populated area, we can say. Whereas in the mountainous areas, the desert areas, only less number of people are there, because the climatic condition is not suitable for the people to live, and moreover, they cannot find any occupation to do over there. Okay, so even in a single country, the people are not evenly distributed. It is all because of the land and climate. Okay, we cannot build a house on the mountain, we cannot build a house in the middle of the desert region, and we can't live over there in the hot region. Next one, plains and river valleys offered suitable land for agriculture. That's what I have told you now. Plains and river valleys offer suitable land for agriculture. Hence, these plain areas are densely populated. How to say densely populated? More people are living there. Populated means what? More people are living there. Fine, children? Yes. So this is what you can see, two different pictures. The first one is desert region, second one is plain region. Next one, land meets most of the basic needs of people, because only when land is there we can do agriculture. Only when land is there we can grow trees, grow plants, and whatever it is. It is used for various purposes: houses, to build the houses, roads, railways, factories, to rear animals, and to grow crops. So all these activities can be done only with the help of land. Only with the help of land. So you can see the picture also here. So land, animals are also there, water, soil, and all the other process also take place only because of the land. Next one, here, if you see here, there are 4 patterns I have given. Land use pattern. So this is the first one, first stage. If you see, when the people started their civilization, started settled in one place. Okay, when people started settled in, because they found that time only, when we live near the rivers, we can do agriculture. Okay, so they settled near the rivers. So that is why we call those civilization as river valley civilization. For a man to live, for a human to live, food is needed. Food can be got only through agriculture. That is the thought they got. So after the invention of the growing of the crops, the discovery of the growing of the crops, they started doing agriculture and they settled near the rivers. So this is the first way, that is manually they do all the work. And you can see the structure of the houses, all the huts. Okay, so everything whatever they get in nature, they started using it. Here you can see the structure of the building. Second picture, it is totally changed because some development happened. You can see a tractor also there. So some technologies, they started using the machines and technologies. Okay, in the third stage, you can see like a modern city it is. Multi-story building, cars, everything are there. So what happened? Here you can see everywhere green. Here you can see some developments are taking place, and here you can see only the flats and houses are available, cars are available. That is how it happened. Okay, and you can see here lot of multi-story buildings. There is no place for the people to move also because of the technology, transport, and all the developments which took place. You cannot see a single cultivable land over there. It totally become ultra modern city. So this is how we are also facing the problem. Once we were telling that agriculture, farmers are the backbone of the country. Farmers are the backbone of the country. 70% of the people depend on agriculture. Most income come from agriculture. Like that, these many statements we were giving when 40 years back. Okay, 40 years, 50 years back, we were giving these kind of statements. But now what has happened now? We have to depend on food commodities from the other countries. Rice, we have to import from the other country. Wheat, we have to import from the other places. So we have lost our culture. That is the way we have lost our culture because of the technological development and all the machines development. Okay, so we have lost our culture. And many people left the farming, agriculture job, and then they went to industrial side. Most of the people went to industrial side. We cannot say that it is all because of the farmer's mistake. Some farmers had big land, some farmers had less land, so they would have borrowed money to grow crops. They were not able to pay the money, repay the money, so they had sold their land to their other persons in order to repay their debt. Okay, கடனை திரும்ப செலுத்துறதுக்காக. That is how many farmers lost their lands. We can say that small farmers, whoever has a small amount of land, they have lost their land due to this reason only, paying the interest and to repay the loan, repay the debt, whatever it is. Okay, and because of that also, that agriculture is gone down. You can see here, on the basis of the characteristics and the utilization of land, land use pattern of a region or a country is determined. For what purpose we are going to use the land, that is how that country also will be there. If you are going to use a land for agricultural purpose, it will be there. If you are going to use it for the industrial purpose, same setup only will be there. See, land use pattern, there are 2 types of factors which affects the land use pattern. Okay, there are 2 types of factors which affects the land use pattern. So on the basis of the characteristics and utilization of land, land use pattern of a region or country okay, is determined. It depends on physical factors and human factors. It depends on physical factors and human factors. What are all the physical factors? Relief, climate, soil, and water availability. Relief, climate, soil, and water availability. And here, see, so why it is given water availability? Suppose if we want to do agriculture, but the availability of water is not there, it's not suiting to the environment, we can't do agriculture. Okay, so water availability also plays an important role. Type of soil. If the type of the soil also not suitable to grow crops, we cannot do agriculture. So it can be used for some other purpose, constructional purpose, industrial purpose, or some other purpose. The relief and climate also should be there. Okay, climate. If the climate is also not favorable, then whichever occupation or whichever type of industries the climate is suitable, then that only can be done in that place. Same way here, human factors like population density, economic development, know-how, and the availability of capital and technology. Population density. Some areas are more populated, some areas are less populated. So depending on the population also, the land will be determined. Okay. Here, economic development. So economically also developments take place. Suppose in agriculture, we get only 100 rupees per day. The income of from the agriculture, we can earn only 4,000 to 5,000 per month. But if we go to industries or some other job, we can earn more. So what the people naturally will do? They go to some other job only. So based on that kind of job, industries will be developed, job opportunities will be given. So all that will take place. Then know-how and the availability of capital and technology. Know-how means to know about how to use the resources for what it is going to be used, and the technologies. So, okay, all that developments also determine the use of land. So, what are the two factors? Land use pattern can be determined by physical factors and human factors. Here you can see landforms are of different types. Okay, I have told you landforms are of different types. How landforms are of different types? It is all because of the rain, okay, the relief, everything. So what are the landforms we have? Ocean, island, hill, mountain, river, valleys, lakes, plains, volcanoes, canyons, okay, and desert. So these are all the main different kinds of landforms. Okay, let us see the landforms now one by one. Because in this lesson, you have to know about the different types of landforms. Already you had learned this in your fourth standard. Yes, you had learned this in your fourth standard about the mountainous region, plain region, plateau region, all that. So same thing we are going to learn in this lesson, but with a different, some more extra concepts. Fine. So let us see about the mountains. You can see the mountainous region here. Okay, so only one, this mountain alone, then I will ask you the questions. Mountains cover about 1/4 of the total world's landscape. 1/4, that is 25% of the land is covered by mountains. 1/4 means what? 25% of the land is covered by mountains. Okay, these mountains are present in all continents of the world. We cannot say only this country has mountains, that country has mountains. So all part of the continents, mountains are there. And we know very well mountains means all the big rocks. Rocks are the house of minerals. Okay, that also we have learned it. Rocks are the house of minerals. That means, why do we say that house of minerals? It contains, rocks contains a lot of minerals. Because we get these rocks from The volcano eruption. After the volcano erupts, we get the igneous rock, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So all these rocks, three stages of the rocks, contains minerals. So that is why it is called as storehouse of minerals. Okay. And also we can generate hydroelectricity, timber, flora, fauna, that is animals and plants, water sources such as glaciers. So all these are there. And we know very well that glaciers are very much important because from the glacier only our northern part of India gets the water. During the summer season, the glacier mountain melt, that is ice mountains melt and it flows down as river. So the northern rivers are filled with water throughout the year. So glaciers also play a very important role because glaciers also is a mountain, but it is ice mountain. Okay, and not only that, you know very well that when the winds are carried away, so okay, you know now this is India. Just I'm showing it to you now, and you know here you have the mountains. So what happens now? Southwest monsoon started in the month of June. You know that. So it starts from here. So what happens when it starts from here? It goes here. And this place we have the Aravalli mountain. This place we have the Aravalli mountain near Rajasthan. So why Rajasthan is desert? It is because Aravalli mountain blocks the rain bearing winds. So these rain bearing winds cannot enter into Rajasthan. So Rajasthan cannot get, some parts of Rajasthan cannot get rainfall. That is why it has become a desert. And it travels through the northern side here, northeastern side. Again, when it travels through that side, the mountains here, the Himalayan mountains block the mountains, block the rain bearing winds. And because of that, what happens? This area gets lot of rainfall. This area gets lot of rainfall, and that is why plain region is a very fertile region. Plain region is a very fertile region. So from there, after it rains there, it turns back and it comes down. When it comes down only, that is called what? That is called what? Northeast monsoon. So during that time only, Tamil Nadu receives rainfall. Okay, so mountains play an important role in the distribution of rainfall also because it blocks the rain-bearing winds, and due to that, some places gets rainfall. Okay, fine, children. So that is called what? Orographic rainfall. That is called what? Orographic rainfall. And some important mountain ranges in the world are Rocky Mountains, Rocky Mountains of North America, Andes Mountains of South America, Atlas Mountains of Africa, Himalayas of Asia, the Great Dividing Range of Australia, and the Trans-Antarctic Mountains of Antarctica. Trans-Antarctic Mountains of Antarctica. We will see Rocky Mountains of North America. Some of the mountain names: Andes Mountains of South America, Atlas Mountains of Africa, Himalayas of Asia, Great Dividing Range of Australia, and the Trans-Antarctic Mountains of Antarctica. Okay, children. So hope you have understood till the mountains. Yes? Okay, fine. Very good. So the rest of the lesson we will deal it in the next class. So we have 5 minutes left out. Fine. Whoever I ask, you have to say the answer. Are you all ready? Everybody ready? Is there anyone who did not learn? Is there anyone who did not learn? Yes? Okay, fine. So Harihara Sudan. Harihara Sudan, I hope that you are ready. Okay, just you can unmute your mic and say, classify the different types of natural resources. Classify Children, you are not able to unmute it.
Ma'am, question, ma'am.
Classify the different types of natural resources.
The natural resources can be classified into biotic and abiotic, potential and actual, renewable and non-renewable, ubiquitous and localized. Yes.
Very good, very good, very good. So nice. You can mute your mic.
Okay, ma'am.
Goodbye. Okay, next one. Navina is there.
Ma'am,
Navina. Okay. You can say what are potential resources.
yes, ma'am. Potential resources are the resources that exist in a region and may be used in the future. Example, solar power and wind.
Very good. Very good. Next. Fasil Ahmed.
Ma'am,
Okay. Your question is, give 3 examples of alternative sources of energy.
the alternative sources of energy are sunlight, wind and water.
Very good, boy. Very good, Fasil. Okay. Giona.
Ma'am,
What are ubiquitous resource?
ubiquitous resources are the resources that can be found everywhere and available to each of us equally. Example, wind, sunlight and water.
Good, good, very good. So very good, children. I'm so happy. Surely I will continue the question session in the next class also, the last 5 to 10 minutes.